Hi guys, welcome to my garage. This is my 2012 Kawasaki KLR650. Next year I'm taking it for a 4,000-mile trip to Newfoundland and I'm taking my passenger with me. So I decided I'm gonna need a better suspension, at least better than the stock one. And I went to the TopGunMotorcycles.com website and picked those up. Those are progressive fork springs from Progressive Suspension, and this is a rear shock spring, which actually is a very own product of Top Gun motorcycles, and it comes in three different load options. This one here is 6.6 kilograms, and if you allow me, I will take you through the installation process. Okay, let's start with the progressive suspension. We're gonna do one spring at a time, and we have to undo those two bolts using a metric 22. So let's get to work. So I undid the cap, and inside there is a spacer. It's a pretty long one. And deep down in the fork there is a spring in the washer, and I'm gonna use a long piece of welding wire and try to get it out. Alright, here is the washer. And that's our spring. Now take a look at the difference between the springs. This is the regular one, the stock one, and this is the progressive spring, which is almost twice as long. Those progressive springs, they come with installation instructions, and apparently they can be used in a variety of bikes. Inside of the box there is this little table attached, and it says that for my Kawasaki KLR650 I have to prepare two 3-inch long spacers, and I can make them using either this piece of PVC pipe that I found in this box, or I can reuse my stock spacer. And like I said, the instruction says that they should be 3-inch long, but after carefully measuring my stock spring and this stock spacer and then comparing it to the progressive spring, I found out that in order to achieve exactly same length I would have to prepare two 3.5-inch long spacers. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. 3.5 inches is about 85 millimeters. So let's get to work. This is how the pipe looks after masking, and those will be my new 8.5 centimeter long spacers. Don't forget about your eye and ear protection. This is how one of my new spacers looks like, and now I'm gonna use my Dremel tool to get rid of those sharp edges. Wow, I'm very pleased with how they came up. Now let's give them final touch-up with sandpaper. First 150 and then 800. Awesome. Okay, let's put it back in the reverse order. First close the spring. washer. to shorten the spacer and the cup. Okay, it's time to install the spring, so let's put the bike on the center stand. In order to replace the spring, I have to remove the Unitrack shock absorber, and in order to do this I have to undo this bolt right here. I hope you can see this, yeah. And then I will go to the right side of the bike and remove two bolts holding the Unitrack system at the bottom of the bike. And here they are. Alright, let's get to work. And that's our rear shock absorber. As you can see, I put apart the spring compressor, and that was a job and a half. I wouldn't recommend you to do it if you don't have the correct tools. Of course, I didn't, so I had to modify the spring compressors, and I'm a little stubborn with this. If you don't have the tools, you can always ask the guys from Top Gun motorcycles and they will do it for you for free, as long as you send them your shock and buy a spring from them, of course. And as you can see, this is the old spring, new spring, and now I'll try to put it back together. That's our compressed spring. Now I use the tape so to secure the spring in one place in order to remove the spring compressors from the spring. I have removed the spring compressors. Now I can put the rear shock absorbers back together. As you can see, the shock absorber is almost ready. Now I will set the preload to 5 in order to make the play a little smaller, and that will make it easier for me to decompress the spring. Our spring is ready, it's time to put it back on the bike. I will start with the top screw, so I'm on the left side of the motorcycle. That will make the installation process much easier. So, put the spring from the bottom, slide it in. Alright. The top screw is in the right position, and luckily for me, as the bike is standing on the center stand, nothing moved in here, so at the bottom, so I can very easily fix the bolts in the correct place without even having to play with the motorcycle. So as you see, the first one was very easily, and now the second one, not that easy. So now I'll put a little bit of thread lock on those nuts. Now my favorite, the test ride. Wow! It's raining outside, so I took a very short ride, and I'm telling you, even on the speed bumps, the difference is humongous. I totally recommend this mode, so do it. Remember, TopGunMotorcycles.com. Rear shock spring absorber and front progressive springs. Totally worth it.